In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. My dear brothers and sisters, again, I invite all of you most cordially to this program, Daily Walk with Mary. Let us ask for the grace that we may imbibe the spirit with which Mary appeared to different people in different places, and that she may come into our hearts, that we may open our hearts to her by our attending this program. Today is the 26th of March, and on this day it is said Our Lady appeared to the in France, in an abbey, and the specialty with that abbey is that one of the shoes of Our Lady is said to be preserved in that abbey. In the year 1128, a plague afflicted the city of this abbey. It is called Soissons. And there, those who were afflicted by this plague prayed 6 consecutive days in the shrine of Our Lady and called out to her for help. And the Blessed Virgin appeared to them in the company of a group of angels. And those who saw this vision and those who believed in it were totally, completely healed of their affliction. Then they were so happy, they were expressing their gratitude to Our Lady by celebrating a feast. All the people gathered from all around, and this happened to take place every year. They used to have the novena and the feast. Once it so happened that a man called Boso, he was the servant of one of the knights of that city. And this man was a rustic, and he didn't have much faith in all these things. Especially he refused to believe that the slipper that was kept in the chapel, he could not believe that it was one used by Our Lady. You know, this even takes place in 1128. That means more than 1,100 years past, death of Our Lady. And so he says, so long a chapel will not remain, it would have rotten long ago. And he refused to, when all the pilgrims went there, kissed the slipper of Our Lady, he refused to do it. And he was saying, you are very foolish to believe this to be the Virgin's slipper. It would have rotted long ago. As he was saying these words, it is said, at these words, Boso's blasphemous mouth was drawn towards his ear with such sharp pain that his eyes seemed to slip out of his head. So you see, as he was blaspheming Our Lady, and he was saying that this is not actually something that can be believed, that this slipper was used by Our Lady, and he was ridiculing the people there. Then his mouth was pulled to one side to reach the ear, and he was so much in pain. He was crying, weeping aloud, and a tumor appeared on his face, and that too made the face so ugly, so awesome to look at. And he was so much desperate. He didn't know what to do. He had nowhere else to go. He went to the very same Our Lady whom he so blasphemed, and then fell down at the altar of Our Lady. And the abbess of that abbey, a woman called Matilda, came forward, took this slipper of Our Lady and blessed the unfortunate man. And suddenly he was healed. And this made a tremendous change in him. He believed in Our Lady. He believed in the power of Our Lady. And he withdrew his blasphemous words. And he began to live in honor of Our Lady, to work to spread the devotion to Our Lady. And it is said, from then on, thousands of people began to come to that shrine. The lame, the blind, the deaf, the dumb, the paralytics were all healed at touching the slipper of Our Lady that was left in that basilica, in that shrine. So, my dear brothers and sisters, as we read this event, let us remember, Our Lady is really so powerful. And she does good to even those who blaspheme her and even those who speak ill of her. You see, it is said, we say in the prayer, the Memorare, the prayer of Saint Bernard, there he says, never has it been heard that anyone who fled to thy protection, implored thy help, or sought thy intercession, was left unaided. And that is exactly, we see what is happening here. Though he was such a great sinner, he didn't have much faith in God or in anything spiritual. He didn't have any veneration for Our Lady. And he was all the more working to turn away people from devotion to her. And it is to him that Our Lady gave such favor that instantaneously he was cured. So let us have a great faith in the power of Our Lady, in the mercy and kindness she has towards sinners. The moment this man began to insult Our Lady, she had planned to save this man. That is why that illness came to him, so that Our Lady, should get a chance to come to his aid, help him, and thus save him not only from the physical ailment, but his soul from eternal damnation. This is the kindness of our Blessed Mother. So let us have recourse to her with real deep faith that she will never abandon us. She will hear our prayer and she will answer in the best way possible. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.